Namaste dear student, I Shambhavi BR. Today I am back with this grammar class. Today we will be doing again figure of speech. You must have remembered or you would have copied in your classwork, grammar book, few figure of speech which we had done it earlier. So today we will be learning another 5 figure of speech. And which are those? Here, oxymoron, euphemism, paradox, epigram and hyperbole. So we will see what is figurative language and oxymoron is. So here it says that a figure of speech which two opposite ideas are joined to create an effect, a combination of two contradictory or two opposite words. So oxymorons are those kind of a figure of speech where you have opposite ideas. These two words which gives an opposite meaning are joined to create one kind of an effect or one kind of a meaning. A combination of two contradictory or opposite words. As you can observe in the examples, open, secret. Open, secret. So secret which should not be told or known to others, and the other one is saying about open, known to all, or it is known to everybody. So open, secret means it is known to everybody. So you have a two contradictory word, one is open, the other one is secret. So when it is put together, it is known as, or it gives a meaning as, it is a secret, but still it is known to all. A tragic comedy. What a tragic comedy. You use a word, what a tragic comedy. Tragedy is usually something which is grieving. You feel a pain, but comedy is something which is funny. So these are the two contradictory words. When it is put together, you say it is comedy. What a tragic comedy. My God, it is very comedy. So seriously funny, being very funny, awfully pretty, which means to say, oh my God, you're looking awfully pretty, means to say that, yes, it is perfect, it is pretty. So you use a word awfully. Awfully is opposite or contradictory to pretty, but still you use a word to bring out an idea that you are looking excellently pretty. Foolish wisdom, an absolutely an idea or a thought which is so foolish. So you use a word foolish wisdom. Original copies, yes, these are the original ones. And copy, it is a giving contradictory idea. But ultimately this is the one original. So you give an idea there. So original copies. Liquid gas. Gas. Liquid gas. So here again two different opposite word put together which gives the same meaning to say that yes, it is gaseous. It is euphemism, a polite way of bringing out the phrase in substitute of using an unpleasant words. So euphemism gives an idea. It is a word where you use a phrases which you use it in a polite or a mild way. Let me read the definition first. Euphemism are polite, mild phrases which substitute an unpleasant ways of saying something sad or uncomfortable. So you use these words, figure of speech. It is a part of, it is one of the figure of speech. So figurative language, you use these phrases to bring out an ideas or a thought or a word which is so uncomfortable to tell, or you make somebody feel sad by using those words. How do you put it in a better way? How do you put it in a nicer way to convey the message? You use these phrases. And which are those phrases? We'll see the example. So you use passed away instead of telling a person died, he died, a person died. So he's, instead of using die or a death, you use passed away. Collateral damage instead of accidental death. So you can use collateral damage not only to bring out an ideas of accidental death, but an entire loss of property, something which was so precious, now it is lost. Now it is gone forever. So you use a word collateral damage. On streets instead of homeless. Instead of calling homeless or after a great loss the person has become an homeless. Instead of using homeless, you use on street. Economical instead of cheap. Instead of telling it is a very cheap, you say economical. I go to mall these days, and these days buying things in mall has become economically cheap. So it is economical. So instead of using a cheap, you use economical. Between job instead of unemployment. Instead of telling a person he is an unemployed, you say that yes, he is between jobs, means is not having a proper job. So between jobs. Next figure of speech is paradox. This is a figure of speech. Paradox is a figure of speech in which a truth is conveyed under the form of an apparent absurdity of contradiction. So it is again gives a contradictory ideas. The child is father of the man. There is no one so poor as a wealthy miser. So here gives a contradictory idea. Instead of telling yes you are a miser, you use certain phrases, you use certain words. So we will see few more than this. Less is more. In marriage, two people become one, yet remains two. I am nobody. To bring peace, we must war. Someday you will be old enough to be young again. A deceiver acclaimed, all men are liars. A coward die many times before their death. So how do you use these phrases to bring out a thought of an ideas here? Less is more. Yes, these whatever you have got, that is itself is more. Instead of telling it in that way, you use a word in such a way where it gives a contradictory ideas, which gives an opposite idea, contradictory ideas. That is how the paradox. Next is epigram. Is a brief pointed saying, an open poetical form. You use most of these epigram figure of speech in poets, in literary sources. So poetical form, frequently introducing an antithetical ideas which excite, surprise or arrest an attention. It seeks an attention, it diverts your attention, it gives you a surprises. So it closely resembles to a proverb. So a favorite has no friend. Fool rush where angels fear to tread. So if you see few more examples, you will understand this. But these words, these figure of speeches are epigrams, are used more in poetical thoughts to bring out an ideas. It is more like a proverb. It gives you a wonderful meaning hidden in the sentences. So here it says that these are the few examples given, and you can see inside the bracket where it was used or who told or who used these phrases. So more corrupt the state, the more numerous the law. So the law is more in certain countries because there are corruptions. To avoid these, you have to make laws. I am not young enough to know everything. So it was told in one of the Oscar winning awards. So I am not young enough to know everything. It is not necessary that you have the age to know everything. Means you are not young enough to know everything. Arguments are to be avoided. They are always vulgar and often convincing. I can resist everything but temptation. Temptation itself makes you to long for, ask more and more for. You are not able to control. So here it says that I can resist everything but temptation. Mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind. If you're so keen in waging war and acquiring things, one fine day there will be no mankind at all. That is what it means to say, told by John F. Kennedy. No one is completely happy at the failure of his best friend. If you don't have a good friend, if you don't have a best friend, you are absolutely at loss. No one is completely unhappy at the failure of his best friend. So next is hyperbole. Here you can see a figure of speech that uses an exaggeration or to express a strong emotion, to make a point or to evoke humor, a funny way of telling. An extravagant statement or a figure of speech not intended to be taken literally, not literally what it means, but you have to take it in a. So here it says, my shoes are killing me. Oh my God, my shoes are killing me, which means to say it is a tight shoes and it is killing me. It's raining cats and dogs. So it is an idiom too. So here it says that it is heavily, badly raining. It's not stopped. Day before yesterday, it was raining cats and dogs, means continuous rain. I died laughing. My God, what a joke it was, what a movie, and how funny it was that I died laughing. Uncontrollable laugh. My mom's going to explode when she gets my grades. My God's looking at my grade and my mama is going to pounce on me, or she wants to explode. So that is what it means, in a funny way to narrate or express certain things. Use a phrase of funniest way to convey the message. So after seeing all this, all the doubts will be cleared in online classes. Online classes, still we can take up this grammar classes, figure of speech. Please make a note, wherever you have a doubt, you can put a question when we are having an online class, and we'll discuss about this. Right now, what I want you to do is, please write these slides, examples, definitions given in a slide. You have to note those informations in your grammar class book. Okay, thank you.